Did you mention High Tide, HITI?
No, that's a name. If we're looking in Canada, a name we really like as a clear leader,
Wow.
as a Canadian retail leader in Canada. They're generating about 500 million in annual revenue here. They slowed down the store growth temporarily to generate cash flow, but now that they're generating positive cash flow, they'll accelerate that store growth. And what's not being priced in the High Tide is that U.S. optionality. If we see Safer Bank pass through the Senate, get through the House, and be approved in the beginning of 2024, on top of a rescheduling potentially approved in mid 2024 ahead of the elections, and then you add on an Attorney General Garland memo, this really opens it up for the U.S. cannabis plant touching plants to get new institutional investors, allow custodians to come on board, and even for the capital markets, the senior U.S. exchanges to come on board. So that's the inflection point we're looking for. And High Tide would be able to potentially move their model down into the U.S. and replicate it as a U.S. retail cannabis model player.
So do you favor companies with a retail footprint, or are some producers okay in your view?
I think in the long run, this is a CPG industry where brands and products and distribution will win out. But for now, it's been very favorable to have not only the cultivation, a vertical operating model with the cultivation and the retail side of it, and the MSOs are the primary benefactors of that. Within retail side, we think there's, especially in Canada for High Tide, it works real well with the provinces controlling that, and they've been able to grow about 1 million Club Cabana users, club members now that are looking to monetize. That might be a different model in the U.S. as we see a lot of competition on the retail side in the U.S. But right now, it's about the growers, low-cost growers who can grow high quality, that are doing well, and those with stores, retail stores that have more consumer access that need to be available for those consumers in the U.S.
Scott, we've less than a minute, and I'm sorry about that. You said that you see the industry evolving into the typical consumer products model. Does that mean there'll just be a few big players producing the actual cannabis?
Exactly. I mean, it'll probably look more like the alcohol or tobacco models where you see 3 large companies that control most of it. You're still going to have a lot of craft growers from that standpoint. So the most important takeaway is we think fundamentals will improve in 2024 for U.S. cannabis. And then you have good progress and movement forward on the legislative side that will really start to accelerate these low-valued names that are in the U.S. right now. We mentioned Verano and Ayr Wellness as 2 of our favorites, and we think 2024 will bode well for potentially large funds and institutionals to be able to come in and own cannabis names moving forward here.
Thank you.